Well, hello everyone. It's me, your friend Obsidian Black, aka the Chanton Empress, but most importantly, Creator's Witness. And I just had a question about what is the karma for the family member who used the voodoo doll and did voodoo to you, Bumblecleasy. First of all, they buried you in the dirt. Yes, they did. I did witchcraft to you. Blood clot, yeah. What is the karma for the family member who used the voodoo doll and buried you in the dirt? I'm hearing depression. Yeah, they went to a spiritualist, okay? They went to a spiritualist. We have Ere Ia Tobi, Ere Baba Tobi. This relative went to a spiritualist and decided to have them do voodoo to you. They told the spiritualist that you were doing voodoo to them. They told the spiritualist that you were creating problems in their life, that you were having stagnancy because of them. Okay, they went to a spiritualist. Okay, this relative here, yeah, and the karma for this relative doing voodoo to you, playing with the voodoo doll, okay, and burying you in the dirt is mental illness. This relative is going to be suffering from insomnia, stress, worry, bipolar disorder, or depression. They're going to be having suicidal thoughts, PTSD. They're a narcissist and self-sabotage. Now, this is what they wanted for you. They went to a spiritualist, Ire Ia Tobi, Ire Baba Tobi. They wanted blessings by way of either a female practitioner or a male practitioner. Ia Tobi is a woman, Baba Tobi is a man. So they wanted blessings by way of a woman or a man spiritualist. They wanted advice from a spiritualist. They went to an advisor, a godmother or a godfather, some type of practitioner, okay? They did voodoo to you so that you could have mental illness and mental blood clot affliction, this relative. So the karma for them doing voodoo to you, for me, it was an auntie of mine who used a voodoo doll, my mother's sister, and she buried me in the blood clot dirt. She's going to be suffering from depression. Blood clot, yeah. Everything she touches is going to die, and she's going to feel as if nothing that she accomplishes is meaningful or worth anything. Blood cleaty. Yeah, she's a light-skinned auntie, an Oshun. She wanted a fresh start. Also, she's having bad luck in a relationship, or she did. She was having bad luck with a love interest. This person was mean to her, treated her like crap, and told her who he thought she was. Bumba blood clot, yeah. He cussed her ass out, made her feel like shit. Blood cleaty. That's the karma for the family member. Yeah. Oh, the curse has been broken. Blood clot, yeah. The curse, I was going to stop, but I'm going to keep going. The curse has been broken. The magic, the spell work has been broken. It's reversed back onto her. This auntie, yeah, she may be a Pisces. Okay, yeah, she may be a Pisces. She's a light-skinned woman. She may be heavy-set. She's arrogant, full of herself. She thinks that she's all that. She also suffers from high blood pressure. This must be something that runs in the family, Opaida. She needs to be careful with having a stroke or an aneurysm, okay, and that's how she dies. There must be more than one auntie here. Yeah, they're not able to hold no man. For doing spell work to you, the karma is they have some type of a mental illness. Whatever project they want to start, whatever situation they're trying to get a new start in, they're unable to attain it. They have mental bumper clot illness. They suffer from PTSD, self-sabotage, suicidal thoughts, worry, bipolar depression, and insomnia. What they did not know is that you are Ire Otanawa. You're an earth angel. You're a divine being, a light worker, a divine one and a dear one to the the creator, and you have favor. You're protected by creator. Okay, so when they went to this practitioner and did the voodoo doll to you and buried you in the dirt, they basically put themselves in the dark, Opaida. They put their life in the dark, they put their dreams in the dark, they put their hopes in the dark, and they put their good fortune and their blessings in the dark. They're a Sagbo Obini, a Sagbo Okuni, okay, meaning that they get bad luck stemming from their partner. They're a narcissist, and their partner is a narcissist. what needs to be known. This aunt could also be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this older person here, this relative. They're an Oshun. They're a light-skinned or a fair-skinned woman. Yeah, it's here twice. Confirmation. She's going to go blood clot nut. I'm bumba clot crazy, and that's what she deserves. She deserves to lose her blood clot mind the way she wanted you to lose your mind, because she buried you in the dirt. She took a voodoo doll, okay? She kicked it. She beat it. She carried the voodoo doll in her bumba clot purse, and every time she got mad, she would take you out and beat you up and kick you around, run over you with her car, all types of stuff, because she's bumba clot crazy and she suffers from mental blood clot illness. And now, since she wanted you to go crazy, she will be going bumba clot crazy. That's what needs to be known. Don't mess with someone who is Ire or Tanawa. Don't mess with someone who the Creator blood clot loves. You're barking up the wrong tree, Auntie. What message does Creator have for his divine ones? How does he want you to feel about yourself today? What does he want to remind you of about yourself? What does he need you to know about yourself? What does he want to tell you? Raskliti, that we have Opaida here. Someone's in their last days in the light, and they're going to black out. Okay, earth will be fed a body, and they're going to have some type of cataclysmic ending. This person smells like hospital. Okay, this person is very stink, smelly, and full of blood clot odysseus. Okay, Creator says that you should, someone's gonna die on a Monday or a Tuesday. Bumbo clot. They're in their last days in the light. Raskliti, it's here twice. Okay, someone's gonna die on a Monday, which is Eshu energy, or a Tuesday, which is Ogun energy. They're in their last days in the light. We have it here twice. We have Opaida, okay, and we have last days in the light. They're going to blood clot die, so they need to be bumba clot careful out there in the bumba clot world. What needs to be known? Creator wants you to know that you're Ire Ariku. You're not going to face any untimely death. You bounce back from any bumba clot setbacks, and if you ever drop down, you're going to get right back up because you're Lazarus in this. You resurrect in this bitch. You're the phoenix rising in this bitch. You cannot be defeated in this bitch. What needs to be known is that you are also an Oshun energy. What that means is that you're going to be receiving a high level blessing by way of career, a high honor in your chosen field through dedication with Oshun energy, and you're also going to be feeling extreme happiness. Okay, complete peace and tears of joy, especially when this person bumper clot dies and the spirit of death takes their ass. Now somebody's going in the hospital, so the doctor's going to kill them. Bumper blood clot, yeah. Yeah, a doctor's going to kill this person who is bipolar or schizophrenic. They wanted to take your mind, so they must have done some type of voodoo to scramble your mind, but you're back in order now, okay? This individual wanted you to be off your rocker. They wanted people to feel like you were blood clot crazy, this individual 222 energy. Creator wants to remind you that they're in their last days in the blood clot light. You have a relative here who's Opaida, okay? They're gonna blood clot die, Iku energy. This relative here did voodoo so that you would lose your blood clot mind. Bumba clot. I tried to do a short, and this seems like a continuation of the short. So I'm just going to put this together and make this one long bumba clot video. I'm just going to piece it together. I'm just going to tape it together. Okay? This relative is upset because you received some type of financial blessing from an elder in your family, okay? You were also somebody's favorite. This could be your auntie, okay, or someone like that, because you were grandma's favorite. Ire Arubo, she did everything to make her children feel like they were the favorite, but something was left for you and she felt like you didn't deserve it. Okay, so this auntie did some type of voodoo to scramble your mind. So you're somebody who works with your brain. You're very intuitive. Every time this auntie did some type of voodoo to kill you, okay, or this relative did some type of voodoo to kill you, you were Ire Ariku. You just would not die. Every time they tried to sit you down doing voodoo, make you doubt yourself doing voodoo, make you no longer care about your bumper clot life, you just would not sit down. You got back up every single blood clot time. It's true because you're an SU energy. Blood clots, yeah, you're a divine messenger of the Most High. Now, the story about SU is this. There was a time when they say Olodumare, who would be likened as the supreme creator, was very, very drained, very, very sick, feeling ill, because everything that he did for the world, okay, drained him out, made him bumper clot tired. Okay, it's 3:33 on the bumper clot clock, okay? 3:33 in the morning. It's 3:33 in the blood clot morning on Saturday, December 13th, which is reverse bumper clot hex. Olodumare was very, very bumper clot sick. He was drained and the world had sucked all of his bumper clot energy. So all of the Orishas gathered around Olodumare. Okay, and they were trying to heal him. Oya tried to blow her wind all over him. Shango brought his fire to ignite Creator's passionate side again to heal him. Ogun brought his tools, okay, to re-energize him. Okay, his batteries to recharge him. Yemaya brought her salt waters. Oshun brought her sweet waters and her honey, and nothing. Blood clot worked, and then every Eshu kept coming in and out the room. Now, he's the youngest Orisha, okay? Everybody is older and more seasoned. Eshu kept coming and can I help? Can I try to heal Olodumare? Get your ass out of here. What do you know about healing? You're too young. Get out. You can't help anybody. And they kept pushing him away and treating him like he was insignificant, like he didn't bring nothing to the table, like he didn't bumper clot matter, is what they kept trying to blood clot do, right? And then finally, Olodumare was like, listen, all this time you guys have been in here trying to heal me and I'm still lying in bed. Okay? Let me see what he can do. Eshu put his hands on Olodumare. And Olodumare got up. Blood clot, yeah. Olodumare sprung back into blood clot action. Olodumare said, blood clot me feel great. Okay? Eshu has healing blood clot hands and great bumper clot energy. Blood clot, yeah. Olodumare was able to get back to doing what he does best, which is create, because he's creator. And that was the time that he made Eshu his divine messenger. He said, you know what? Since all of you doubted him, I'm no longer going to doubt him. I'm actually going to bring him closest to me. So you know what your family blood clot did? This relative thought that they was more than you. This relative thought that they knew everything. They thought that they had all of the knowledge in the blood clot world. And who were you? Bumbaclazy, you were a clown to this relative. You didn't matter to this relative. You were meaningless. So doing voodoo to you was nothing to them because they felt like it didn't matter. You were you can dead anytime and you don't have any impact on the world. Who are you? Yeah, but Creator said you are his Eshu. Because if you say Eshu, many times it sounds like it's you. Eshu, 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 Eshu. Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. You hear that? It's you. It's you. It's you. Blood clot. You are Creator's divine messenger. Where everybody else thought that your words were not credible, where everybody else felt like you did not matter, you matter. Okay? What you have to say, it matters. It makes sense. You, blood clot, you are a gift. Bumbaclazy. Yeah. And they were supposed to see you as somebody who didn't matter. That's why they felt like it was so okay to do voodoo to you. That's why they felt like, let's go ahead and scramble her bumper clot mind. Let's get this voodoo doll and beat it up and stick a needle in it and hurt it. Let's do that. The whole time they were doing those things to you, Creator was watching them and he said, this person is sick. Okay? Your relative that did voodoo to you, that played with the voodoo doll, that buried you in the dirt, they're sick, okay? They are mentally ill, okay? They wanted to take your mind, so Creator took their mind. Blood clot, yeah? Creator's going to execute them, okay? This relative is in their last blood clot days. They don't live very long. If they're 50 or 60 years old, they'll be expiring soon. This relative here, they're Opida. They're going to die. They're in their last days in the light. They best enjoy their grandkids. They're going to have a cataclysmic ending. They're going to die of a brain aneurysm, this relative here, because Asagbo Elida is the brain, okay? They're coming up Opida. Right here, I wrote aneurysm, okay? They're coming up Opida. This relative is going to have a scrambled blood clot brain. They're going to have something shoot up in them brain and explode. They're going to die in the hospital, Iku. And this relative already has a stink vagina. Blood clot, yeah. This is your auntie. She's the stink punani auntie. She's the auntie who everybody knows stink. When you give her a hug, you can blood clot smell her. Your auntie's worst nightmare, okay, was for you to have some type of success in your chosen field. Okay? Your auntie's worst nightmare was for you to surpass her and be better than her because she thought that she was more than you. She thought that you were stupid. She thought that you didn't bring anything significant or substantial to the table. She thought that whatever you are, she was better than you at whatever it is you're doing. So she figured that she would do voodoo to you so that you would lose your mind and not surpass her. But she's going to have to face her worst fear with courage. Blood clot, yeah? Yes, she is. Because she's going to watch you succeed. She's going to watch you excel. She's going to see you be greater. Before she bumble clot dies, stink babalua ye bumble clot auntie punani energy. Blood clot, yeah. She's an Oshun bumble cleasy. She's blood clot, yeah. At the bottom of the deck, I have Oshie 5 again, which is an Oshun Odu. You're about to have a high position of honor in one's chosen field through dedication. I just said that. Creator is removing the oppression and giving you the keys to abundance and on the blood clot streets. You're having victory over negativity. Your auntie is an Oshun in the negative aspect. So you two are very similar. The difference between the two of you is she's evil. Okay? She's evil. She took her spiritual gifts and she did evil with them. She did voodoo. She also got with her husband by stealing his blood clot sperm. Bumbleclesia, she's a sperm bandit. She does love spells to be in a relationship, and she's imprisoned men by which, and some of her children were created through voodoo. She did voodoo and had voodoo children. Blood clot, yeah? And that's why her children have issues. Her children may be experiencing, okay, abuse, depression, negativity, whereas you can go through something and bounce back quickly. It rolls off your bumper clot back, and you're able to heal and adapt and overcome and utilize whatever it is that you went through to be great, to give you strength. Her children, they go through things and they fall into a funk and can't get out of the abyss of depression and hell because they don't have, okay, the capability of doing that. She's an ocean in the negative aspect. She is condemned and her children are condemned because she did voodoo to you. She buried you at the cemetery with the Oya energy. She wanted you to die, okay? Oya is the owner of the cemetery, all right? She wanted death for you. She wanted to be the one who executed the sentence. She wanted for when you died to feel like she did that. Yeah, I did that, okay? These are like bragging rights that she wanted these bragging rights, okay? She did. She wanted to feel like she was the one that took you out. Blood clots, yeah? Your auntie felt like you needed to respect her. Son, you're seeing 444 if your auntie did voodoo to you. She wanted you to respect this feminine energy that walked before you. This relative, blood clot, yeah? She felt like you needed to give her her bumper clot props. Yeah, because she wanted you to know who she was. She felt like everybody needed to know who she was. Blood clots, yeah? Yeah. Not who you were, who she was. You must not know who I am. That's how she felt. You needed to know who I am. Yeah, we know who you are, auntie. You're distinct punani auntie that has a sick bumble clot mind that's in their last days in the blood clot light that tried to kill us with blood clot voodoo, and we did not die. All because grandma left us some bumble clot money. Blood clots, yeah? She was jealous of you. Your auntie was jealous of you the entire time. Blood clot, yeah? your light skin, stink punani, bumble clot auntie. What needs to be known? Oh, it's Saturday. It is Saturday. It's Saturday right now as I record this. You see that? It's blood clot Saturday. HEX 13. It's the 13th. She's getting calmer as we speak. Ejile Sibora. She's upset because her mother left you some bumble clot money. Blood clots, yeah? Okay, and when your grandma died, she felt like, okay, you didn't deserve it. Okay, they did something to try to push you away. She was at the family meeting and said, let's not give the collective this document. Okay? Let's not give it to them. Let's do voodoo to them and hope that they die so another relative can claim it. Okay? Made it seem like she was left something and she wasn't left a damn thing. Blood clots, yeah? Made it seem like something was left for her. Something that was left for you, she wasn't left a damn thing. She wants the keys to abundance. Whatever she can have and take from you, she will. Yeah, you're ire ibu joko. So you're about to receive many big changes that bring about many big blessings, okay? Your auntie is about to see life change for you. Whatever you're doing, you're about to be very successful, and she's watching, and she's going to know about it. She has your document, your OD7, okay? Some document that requires a signature that needs to be processed, okay? So that you can receive some type of direct deposit. That's what she wants, okay? She wants to go ahead and process your OD7, some document that requires your signature, okay? She's waiting for some type of desired outcome. If you have an online presence like I do, your auntie's doing voodoo to your internet handle or your online presence, because OD7 also talks about someone who was trying to gain some type of opportunity via the marketplace, the internet. Okay, or you're trying to start your own business. So you have answers coming. These are the answers. You wanted to know if your light-skinned auntie or your fair-skinned auntie was doing spell work to you. She could be a Pisces or an Aries, okay? You want to know if she was, the answer is yes. But you see, Creator has a vested interest in you. Your auntie saw you ire ariku every time you died. You see, you kept having all these setbacks. You would start again and have a setback. Start again and have a setback. She was supposed to witness that, because everybody's supposed to see that you can always get it back. Anytime something is gone from you, they don't need to celebrate. Don't celebrate, motherfuckers. Yeah, because we always come back better, bigger, and stronger. Yeah, they can't hold we down, they can't tie we down, and they can't stop the fire that comes out of our tongues. Yeah, so we have money coming soon. We're getting blessings by way of an increase of fortune, because auntie's gonna blood clot die of some type of brain aneurysm. Bumbo clot, she's being punished by way of the Creator's hands directly. It says Ocha, Asagbo Ocha, which is when Orisha are punishing you directly. Now there's numerous Orisha here. There's Oshun. Okay, now Oshun is the Orisha of all that flows, which is the blood. Blood flow. Okay? Anything that flows is Oshun. This is your blood relative, your light-skinned auntie. Okay, we have Oshun. She's an Oshun in the negative aspect. So since she wanted to do voodoo to you, something's going on with her blood. She has high blood pressure. Okay, she's going to have some type of aneurysm. She's going in the hospital, Grim Reaper. Okay, and she's not coming out. The doctors won't be able to save her because doctors are death workers. Nurses are death workers. Black Latia. Hitmen and practitioners are death workers. And so since she went to a death worker for you because she wanted to have good luck by way of a spiritualist, she wanted Ere Iatobi, Ere Baba Tobi, just like the last reading, for you to die. Okay? She fed you to the dirt. She buried you. She used a voodoo doll and she buried you in the blood clot dirt. She's watching you get blessings by way of an increase of fortune. For some of you, you're having some type of success and she can see it. She's watching the spell work break in real time in awe, and there's nothing that she can do about it. She's fucked. You understand? The simple fact that you're even conquering some type of situation, the simple fact that you're prosperous in some type of situation is letting her know that the spell is bumper clot broken, okay? You're about to receive this money that was left to you by this elder that your auntie has been holding on to because your auntie is Opida. She's going to die. When she put that voodoo doll in the dirt, better she had just buried herself there. Because that's what she basically did. She put herself in the blood clot dirt and she killed her blood clot self. She is Iku. The Grim Reaper is coming for her. Okay? Because she suffers from mental illness. She's in her last days in the light. You're Ire Ariku. Okay? You cannot be killed. She's a Sagbo Iku. She's going to die. You guys are two different people, okay? Krieta has a vested interest in you. You cannot be killed. You will not face an untimely death. You will not die before your time. Only God, Krieta, can kill this person. You're Lazarus in this bitch. We shall rise again. You always rise again, but your auntie is a Sagbo Iku. She's going to die, okay? Because she suffers from mental illness and nothing she does brings any fruit into the world. She might have been abundant and successful years ago, but that abundance and success is forgotten now. No one cares. Her legacy did not last. Her legacy died. Okay, because nothing she does is going to prosper. Nothing she did is going to be remembered. She's going to die as a nobody because that's what she wanted for you. So Krieta dismantled her legacy. Make your blood clot stay there. What Auntie needs to know is that she's done. Blood clot, yeah. And again, your auntie has bad luck by way of relationships. She's in a relationship with a person or was who was very abusive, very mean to her. This auntie might have told you, okay, that you, okay, were somebody who was going to end up in bad relationships or talked about how you might have been weak or get beat by a man, but she experienced it firsthand for herself. She should have kept her damn mouth shut and kept your name out of her mouth and her mouth off of you. She shouldn't have tried to curse you. So she ended up dealing with somebody who was bad luck to her, a karmic partner. Okay, she got bad luck by a love interest that was extremely evil. And she deserved that because she was jealous. She intervened in your love life for some of you, your auntie. Okay, the same one that was doing blood clot voodoo to you. You have the winds of change are coming. She's under judgment and she's headed to the Bumba Clot Cemetery. Blood clot, yeah. She wanted to bring an end or a death to your relationship. You're Irelowo. Okay, your family, your auntie is bound to something and cannot leave, but you're free. A lot of people are jealous because you can get up at any moment and go wherever you want to go. You chose freedom, okay? You can get up at any moment, walk away from all of this shit, and start again in another place, and she cannot. Okay, she's stuck where she blood clot is. We have Eshu here. You're able to leave whenever you want. You can touch the road whenever you want. Your auntie is being led to the blood clot cemetery. Eshu and Oya also work together. Even though Eshu in African spirituality is the Supreme Creator's personal Bumba clot messenger, he also is Oya's messenger and brings Oya deliveries or packages. Oya lives at the cemetery. Eshu brings the souls at the crossroads to the cemetery. So your aunt is walking on the crossroads, so we'll see her there. She's headed to the cemetery with Oya. She's going to pass away, okay? She's a Sagbo Opaida, a Sagbo Iku. She's in her last days in the light. Wherever it was that she buried that Bumba Clot voodoo doll, she should go dig it back up. Blood Cleety. Yeah, so she's done. She's about to face her worst fear with courage, which is to see you be successful. And you're going to get that money too. And it's going to break her heart. And nobody blood clot cares. Okay? Make Auntie blood clot stay there. Her worst nightmare is for you to get this money. She's a Sagbo Otanawa. She's being punished by way of the Creator's hands directly. A Sagbo means misfortune. Otanawa means misfortune by way of Creator's hands directly. Okay, if you're Ire Otanawa, you're getting blessings by way of Creator's hands directly. Ire means positive. Asagbo means negative. She is in the negative aspect. She's on the wrong path she was so busy watching you travel on your path that she followed you and was not able to maintain her own path. And her own path was over there and yours was over here, and she ended up dying. Okay? Black Claudia, following you led her to her death. If she would have minded her business, okay, and did what she was supposed to do and focused on herself, she would have been able to bring something back. Okay? Black Claudia is a failure. She's a black flag failure. What needs to be known? I'm only the messenger. I did not pass the sentence, Auntie. Okay? I'm only here to let you know what happened when you wrote my blood clot name on the voodoo bumper clot doll and you buried it in the blood clot dirt. Okay? Afro dancer. Blood clot, yeah? I'm only here to do that. Okay? To tell you what happened when you kicked around that bumper clot voodoo doll. That's what you got, you family tyrant. You family spellcaster. You hidden blood clot enemy. You 222. You itch that wanted to steal the collective's crown. You see, she wanted to steal your crown, which also means she wanted to take your crown. She wanted to take your mind. She wanted you to go mad. She wanted you to be a Sagbo Elida. When she was doing the voodoo, she wanted to scramble your brain. She wanted you to forget the knowledge that you had. She wanted you to be a failure. She wanted to remove your conscious thought from you. She's Ejioko. Okay, the messenger of death is coming for her. She's a hidden blood clot enemy. She did what her mother taught her. Ejioko says, there's a proverb in Ejioko that says, do not make the same mistakes that your mother did. So your grandmother taught your auntie some bumper clot voodoo, and your auntie kept the voodoo torch going when voodoo is no longer effective in this realm. When you do voodoo to other people with ill intentions, you end up with it on yourself. So you are going to get wish fulfillment. Okay? Whatever it is they didn't want to see you receive, okay, whatever it is they didn't want you to have, you're going to get it. Ere alafia, complete peace, tears of extreme bumper clot joy. You're about to be a great bumper clot success in her damn face, in her face, because they watching. They watching. That's what needs to be known. And Creator says it is what it blood clot is. Okay, accept your defeat. Is this reading done? Yes. All right, well, love you all. This was just a quick bonus. Have a good night. Rascality.